date too. Just for the purposes of this drawing, though. It's important. You hear how sticky it is? I'm so excited for rice. Say you love me or I'll kill you. It got a little weird. I need to speak with your manager. These are not the droids you're looking for. I gotta give them a little razzle dazzle. That's what I give. Let me prepare myself mentally and emotionally and physically. Oh, Dark Souls time, how I hate this game. Oh, you came out of nowhere, I didn't expect to see you here, sir. Oh, Dark Souls time, it's the time of year we hate. I'm rolling around on the ground sometimes because that's the only thing I know how to do. It's a terrible time. This man has got some shield. He's got another friend, and everything is great. My girl wants to bury bodies all the time, bury all the bodies all the time. Doesn't fit quite as well. Bananas and pajamas, they slowly poison you. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Uh-oh. Do you ever just feel like sometimes you just need like a really good think and you just feel like climbing down in like an old abandoned well somewhere where like no one knows you're there and just sitting in like the darkness for like day and night with not really much food and like a very small supply of water just so you can like, you know, really think about things.
In an old abandoned well.
Yeah, you know. It was sincere. It was. I am gonna legitimately miss Clarence after I stab him and let all the air empty out of him and commend his soul into whatever balloon hell exists. Because you know Clarence isn't getting into balloon heaven. Not with the life he's led. No. It's straight to balloon hell for Clarence. Forget this haiku. It's not about that one time, with all of the blood dripping from my hands, feeling their body grow cold. It's not about that. Hope it was fun with the haikus. Oh, hey! So there's a guy. Wendigo, see ya! He killed somebody. There wasn't that blood there before, was there? Was there blood there? Uh-oh. I have a lot of sugar coursing through me right now. I feel like I could fight someone. You better watch. That's okay. You can swipe. You can swipe away. Oh man, that's the first one we've won today. We've been pretty bad at the words on stream tonight. But it's okay. What was I say? Oh, Crooked. I was thinking during the break. If you want to play a game sometime, I think we have talked about this, but genuinely, if you want to play games sometime together, like I'm down. Our time zones are crazy, but maybe we can coordinate it sometime. I can try that game, the Marvel game, but I don't think I'll be any good at it. But as long as you don't make fun of me for bringing you down, I'd be willing to play. But yeah, sometime we gotta have a chill game night. I keep meaning to also play with Regeltis on games and Mac as well, but like schedule is always like fucking nuts, especially for US time zone. But you would never you're too kind. You haven't seen me try to. I've never played one of those games, so I don't think I'd be very good at it. I'm gonna say that. Shake my shoulders again.
You shudder, looking down at your feet. Dirty rainwater runs.
Sorry, I just like slammed my beard down. I know that Circa was trying to do a Dr. Pepper crack the other day, but here, I don't know if Jen's even still here. This isn't Dr. Pepper, but maybe it will. If you close your eyes, you can pretend it's Dr. Pepper. Did it sound like a Dr. Pepper? That PhD in pepper. You're always I think it was for you that Circa was trying to pop a Dr. Pepper and then it got muted out. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm not very good. My brain doesn't work so well. But
you realize you have no shoes on. Your feet are red with cold.
I have shoes on.
From the corner of his eye, the lieutenant gives your feet a worried glance.
Wait, what happened to
Rain
my...
drips from his glasses.
What happened to my shoes? Yeah, Discord is pretty rude. I mean, I know it's trying its best to like filter what it thinks is noise, but sometimes we want that noise. Or like if you yell, sometimes it's like it just cuts you out completely. I have noticed a lot of you probably don't have Line and don't know what Line is, but Line is like a messenger app that is popular in Japan and I think nowhere else. But I do Japanese lessons on it in the morning, on this day, Tuesday, with my tutor, and it also has like really aggressive, and you can't, I think you can tone it down a little bit, but I already have it where it's like very, very toned down, but the noise filtering, and I swear there'll just be like whole sentences where I will miss what my teacher is saying because it will just like filter her out. And she's not a loud person or anything. I just think it's like maybe her voice blends into the background, so it just assumes there's like no voice happening. But today it was really bad. I had to have her repeat things like 4 or 5 times, and she probably thought I was stupid, but it was like, no, I genuinely just like, it's cutting you out. I'm like, I cannot hear what you're saying. It's cool. I'm in control.
The lieutenant nods, then looks east.
What is there?
Behind the gates, heaps of
What happened to
supply
my shoes?
red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow.
I kind of feel like I don't know if this option was available earlier, but I kind of feel like this is like something I should have done early on in the game, because it's like, yeah, I've already been to all these places, but maybe that's the point. It's like, oh yeah, you know these places now, so I can tell you about that. How about beyond that?
La Drusienne, King Dri's passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms. Cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary.
Hey, Draw Curiosity. How's it going? How you been? Your trip to Africa, I don't remember where in Africa. The picture you shared on that, stunning. Like, absolutely amazing. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good time. I was lurking for a little bit today. I couldn't tell what you were up to. When I tuned in, you were doing something with OBS and like screens and stuff, and I don't know if you were fixing a problem or... I did a lot of work earlier today, so I had a lot of screens, like a lot of streams open, but like no volume, and just kind of like checking in occasionally, like flipping through to make sure everything was working, because occasionally it boots me off people's streams. I don't know why. Just thinks I'm a bot, probably. Yeah, you were like screen sharing, so I don't know, but it was like one of those like mirror upon mirror upon mirror upon mirror, and so I was like, oh, I hope something didn't like crash on stream or something, but okay, that's good then. That's good. I was like, oh, I hope Dark Heroes isn't having trouble. But yeah, the pictures were amazing, and you met Mudang. not in Africa, of course, but getting to have all the good adventures lately. Also, yeah, if you guys don't know, I forget I have like the ability to have powers here in my own stream. But yeah, if you don't know Draw Curiosity, go check them out. Anais is like very much super scientist, so if you like my nerdy ramblings in the best way, go check out Draw. But yeah, like very clever, smart, funny. Yeah, Mudang was named 63rd most stylish entity. Yeah, I saw that. You met a stylish entity. I was like, good grief. Of course. Yeah, my Discord was making jokes about it. I have the power, Cricket. Cricket, I should just make you a mod. I don't know why I don't want to have to. I guess I don't want to burden you. Wendy, how are you? How you feeling? What are you up to? I am not those things, but I appreciate that. I am in the process of submitting another manuscript right now. I think by the end of the week it will be submitted. So, but it's one of those where like this one was actually like lab data. So this was like experiment data. The other ones I've submitted have all just been like clinical data. So it's mostly just like statistical analysis of stuff. But this one was like based on experiments. So this one I'm very much worried that, because you always get, it always gets refused at first. Like you always get a revision requests. But I am highly anticipating them to like come back and say, we want you to do like XYZ, redo this, which I had kind of like washed my hands of this experiment at the moment. So I'm like, I really don't want to have to like repeat anything for it, but I'm just gearing myself up for the inevitability that they're going to be like, hey, we want you to do this again, but instead of doing this, do this, just to see. So at least it's getting submitted, so I'm not just like sitting on all this like data that may never get like acknowledged. But yeah, I'm just, that's where I'm like, all this happiness right now, I'm kind of like tapering with the other shoe will drop. You accept the responsibility, Crooked? You accept this responsibility? If only I knew how to give it to you. I'm just kidding. I know how to moderate. I know how to mod you. Well, I mean, we gotta welcome our new knighted Crooked. Don't cause trouble, Crooked. Yes. Well, we got like a lot of so I got my electric blanket here. We've got a lot of end of year parties coming up here. Japan's really into its like end of year New Year's parties, so I've got a couple of those coming up. So that will be a nice like sort of like celebration, I suppose. I'm supposed to go out and get dinner this week as well with a couple lab mates on Thursday, and we're gonna go eat squid. Crooked will become corrupt with power. I mean, that's honestly why I've kept it from him for so long. But I felt like we need some chaos. I felt like this stream, we need just to shake things up a little bit. And we need Crooked to be able to prove that he can resist the temptation. Will he fail? It's possible. It's possible that Crooked will collapse into that well-worn groove that is the pull of the temptation of manipulating others through your power and your stance. But I don't know. I have faith in Crooked. I feel like Crooked will protect the innocent and rule with a steady hand. Wait, what'd you try once and didn't go well, Wendy? What did you do? Emotional support. Oh man, yeah, wear that badge of honor. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Wendy did try to bully Crooked. It didn't go well. It's across the distributary.
The lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half.
So
7-story buildings trail off into the rain.
The thing with like the squid, sorry, it's Ika in Japanese, but like the thing with the squid was, so one of the senseis in my lab messaged me, and she just sent me like a video of like foreigners trying Japanese like sweets and candies and snacks or whatever, and it's one of those like reaction videos, and she basically like, and she only speaks Japanese, she doesn't speak English, but basically she sent it to me and it was like, haha, like their reactions are so funny. And and there were like, it was not one of those like really like terrible videos where like people are like clearly hamming it up or like being really inconsiderate. They were generally just like foreign study abroad students who were just kind of like, oh, this is nice, I like this, or like, this one's a little spicy, it's not for me. Like it was like the most tame reaction video. But the one that a lot of them really didn't like was the dried squid, which I really like dried squid. So I wrote back to the professor. I was like, oh, like that's funny because the one that they all like hated is actually like one of my favorite snacks. And she was like, what? And I was like, oh, the squid. And she was just like, oh, you like squid? And then she started getting like super excited, and she was like, have you had this dish and like this one from Hokkaido? And I was like, no, I don't think so, but I don't fucking know what any of the dishes are called here. I just know it says like Ika, and I'm like, yeah, I'll eat that. But it's not like my favorite food by all. Like actually I'll eat a little bit of it, but I don't like sometimes it's very chewy, you know, like it's like, like, but she now is convinced that like I love Ika, it's my favorite food. And so on Thursday we're going to a squid restaurant. And she was like inviting everyone. She's like, yeah, and Rusalka's favorite food is squid, and like I was like, it's not. And my friend who's also going thinks it's hilarious because I like told her, I was like, because she was like, I didn't think your favorite food was squid, and I was like, it's not. Sensei just thinks it is because I made a comment about her video. But yeah, Wendy got super excited to participate. And just wanted to type the like exclamation point bullied, but like didn't say any bullying comment, just like added to the counter and was like, yay. And we were all like, no, you actually have to bully Crooked to add to the counter. But then no one wanted to bully Crooked because it was like, well, but it was very funny. It was like a hilarious failure. I never try to bully Crooked. I maybe has like once or twice said something that's like borderline, but I try to not. I try to be supportive to balance out the Jen and Circa, although both of them have been pretty nice lately. I think they're up to something. Check those turtles. You might be some arsenic in one of them. I'm excited too. I'm actually so the irony of it is, so like since having this conversation with the sensei, I've eaten squid like 4 or 5 times without realizing it. Like I even sent a picture to my friend, the one friend this weekend, and I was like out to dinner and like sent a picture of like the food I was having because I'm one of those people, and she was like, oh my god, you're having squid. I had squid in 2 different dishes. And I was like, fuck. I really do like squid apparently. But in my defense, I didn't order those 2 dishes because we were just ordering for the table and sharing, and like I didn't order those 2, but those were the 2 pictures I sent her with the squid. But yes, Jen is a delight. Also, actually, Crooked, flex your powers. Give Jen and Tonic a shout out. I feel terrible asking my mods to do anything. If you don't, I will, so don't worry, Crooked. But yeah, we love Crooked around here. Thank you. That's amazing. Look at Crooked doing job. I mean, yeah, exactly. Draw curiosity. That's what we do in my stream. It's a lot of like, we accidentally add to the counter without actually doing anything. Wendy. Oh, you're trying to give him a cookie. I don't remember what the command is to give a cookie. You do job. Circa is a sweetie pie. I adore Circa.
A silvery curtain of rain over the houses.
I miss Circa.
The class divide.
I mean, I got to talk to and see Circa on Saturday, but I still miss Circa. I want more Circa in my life, all the time. I hope Circa senses this. Here's my plea into the void. You prefer cookies over hugs? I guess I probably do too. Well, I don't know actually. From the right person, I can enjoy a hug, but it has to be the right type of person. I'll be honest. Hugs are usually not my thing, but if it's of the right person, okay. You got the Circa mug, nice. No Pogo's repping the shirt today too. I keep talking about how I keep drinking out of that mug during important business meetings, like important meetings with like supervisors, and I'm just like, please don't understand. I'll like catch myself on camera and I'll be like, oh, hope you don't know what this means. Hot chocolate, nice. It's a very nice size, that mug. Yeah, it's my new favorite mug, honestly. I might order a second one just because I really enjoy it. Maybe I'll give it to somebody for Christmas who has no clue what it means. Yeah, Circa, feel the good vibes.
You have never been there. They don't need the law east of the river
because they're rich. Which usually actually they do need the law, but the extra simping space, exactly. As much as I love Circa having employment and like having a job, I don't like it because it means Circa isn't around for us to enjoy. But I think there's the potential of it ending soonish. I think like next month maybe was like the rumor, but I could be wrong. But they might ask for more work, I guess. But yeah, she sneaks in now and then. She's making a mask too, which I'm really stoked about. I'm really excited. Yeah, YouTube. I think she's like actually making like a mask too, like 3D printing with like very crazy, cool, like typical Circa tech like overload. But yeah, I hope this mug doesn't break for you, Crooked. I felt that mug was like a Circa hater delivered it, because it was like smashed to pieces. That ceramic was like, it wasn't just like, oh, we dropped it a little bit. It was like Office Space style, like bashing it in with a bat and like slamming it. Circa is Batman. It's true. It's true. It was so like that picture. I was like, no. It was so tragic. Yeah, that delivery person's now in jail, where they belong.
Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls.
Not the mug.
Hallways.
The mug looked like
from
this
the mortar
building.
hits of a war that was lost long
Mortar
ago.
hits, just
Clotheslines go to
bullet
waste
holes.
in the rain. Radios play.
Radios playing, you know, typical.
The evening news.
And closer to here?
A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. The
Yeah, that's where the
lingering
body
odor
is.
of decomposition mixes with that of damp soil.
Oh, it's in the south.
A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised.
What's on the other side?
The road ascends.
Oh
A
my god.
raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story
What's the
buildings
longest any
as
of you have
far
been
as the
stuck in
rain
like a
can
traffic
fall.
jam?
The
Just out of
snows
curiosity.
melt in Jamrock.
I know LA, they can get very bad. I feel like LA is like notorious for really, really long like time spent stuck in traffic. I think my longest is maybe like 4 or 5 hours. I was heading home from work and I just remember it was like rough. 1 to 2 hours? What? Really? I always heard it was like really bad and like you're always stuck in traffic. Maybe it's just that it's very slow. Like you could like walk someplace faster than driving. Yeah, the piece is shaking around and you're like, please don't be broken. Please. Maybe it's just some packing material or something. Hey Pat, welcome in. We're talking about traffic jams. I was just curious, like the longest anyone's been stuck in a traffic jam. You only just got your license. Okay. And you drove at lower traffic. Okay, so you maybe haven't experienced like full. I mean, mine was very much like I was heading home from work and there was a really bad accident or something. So they had to shut down like an entire highway and in one direction, and it was like 5 or 6 lanes that suddenly were like basically condensing down to one lane to get off on like a normal street, and that was insane. Like it was just sitting there basically. And I think it was like 4 or 5 hours. I remember it was like rough. That's what I was saying, Pat. I was like, I thought LA was like known for really crazy like traffic jams and stuff. There's once a 20-minute drive that was an hour and 20. Yeah, that's the thing is like you also have to think of it in the terms of like, well, how long was this trip supposed to take, and then how long did I actually like sit here stuck in a car for? Because if you're just like, oh, it's gonna be like a quick 15-minute trip, and you maybe like, I don't know, you're like, oh, I'm kind of thirsty, but hey, it's only 15 minutes. I'll like get a water when I get there, and then it's like 3 hours later, or you have to go to the bathroom or something. Like, oh my god, what is Jamrock? We already know, but
Revachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock
Is
is
it?
the capital of Revachol. Droplets form on your eyelashes.
in LA, you just avoid rush hour if you don't have to drive it. Yeah, that's the thing is if you don't have to, because I do that here in Tokyo. I try to avoid rush hour because rush hour on the trains is like, it's no joke. Like it is not a laughing matter. It is uncomfortable. Like Wendy would never do it. Like I hate doing it. I will wake up at like 4 a.m. to try to skip rush hour if I have to. But usually I try to wait and go in late. It's still usually like a little bit crowded, but not like rush hour. Like if you've seen the videos of like in Japan where like the conductor or like the train attendants are like shoving people into a train to make them fit, that's what it's like. It's genuine. Like that is not a joke. That is how it is. But yeah, so like I try to avoid it, but there's some days where you just like can't. Like last week I went and I was just like smashed in with people, and there was somebody behind me who was like heavily leaning into me, and I could tell they were shorter than me, like they came to my shoulder, but I was just like, God, I hope this isn't a guy. Like I was just like, I hope they, and some trains have women only cars during rush hour, but my train line does not, unfortunately. But I was just like, I know that we're all like smashed together and it can't be helped, but I just really hope this isn't a guy who's just like very heavily leaning into me from behind. And luckily I turned around at one moment and it was just like this teenage schoolgirl. Like it was just a girl on her phone, like in her little like sailor outfit. And I was like, okay, thank God. It's like, girl, you can lean into me. That's fine. But never trust an Australian if they talk about distances. Just down the road can be anything from 10 minutes to 4 hours. Jesus. Typical drive between LA and Las Vegas is about 4 hours. Holiday weekends, yeah, closer to, that makes sense. Oh yeah, if you factor in that rush as well. You've only been stuck in traffic for maybe 2 hours. That's pretty nice. Mine's usually, it's like either like crazy accident or like when there's like snow or something, like when there's like inclement weather. I've gotten stuck in some pretty long traffic jams, but I'm pretty sure that one where like they had to shut down the whole highway was the longest. You catching a train I hope it's not that, yeah, I hope it's not that busy either. These are just like the normal commute trains. They're not like a Shinkansen or anything. These are like the non-reserved, just public transport trains. But yeah, I hate it so much. That's my one worry, because I'm thinking about staying in Japan if I can get a job here after I finish this PhD. That's kind of like on my potential list of like what to do after I get this PhD. But right now I have the convenience of a schedule that I kind of determine the most part for myself. Like I can kind of say when I want to go in, say when I want to leave. But if I end up with like a genuine job, they might be like, okay, you need to be here at 9 a.m. And that's like, all right, I guess I'm being rush hour every day. Like that's the like, oh, I might have to handle that balance.
It's home.
It's home. Where's the hood? Where the hood? Where the hood? Why am I not there? Maybe. The worst is one Christmas there was a storm and a bunch of roads closed. Oh yeah, 1.5 hour drive took. Yeah, I've been there too. Yeah, where you end up having to change the route and you just watch as like the time, the like estimated time of arrival gets further and further and further back. Yeah, I don't miss driving. I will say that I do not miss driving at all. Not a single bit. I love having public transport that is reliable and clean and for the most part safe. Like I said, like the rush hour and stuff sucks, but you've been up against your will at 7 a.m. I'm surprised you haven't already started hissing at people on my team. Yeah, the 9 a.m. start is just rough.
To be in Martinez where no one goes, at the runoff point of a long forgotten canal, in the whitest part of town, in the shadow of the day the revolution failed.
What am I doing here?
Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland.
Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at?
I have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at?
Nande? Okay. I think that was the Dice Maker's voice, but I don't remember that. Okay, Shutter, look further.
In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain.
Yeah, we at least have very, very good public transport. Yeah, that's the other thing, curiosity is like, people, like for the most part, a lot of people will be wearing masks and stuff here when they're sick, but there still are those people who will just be like hacking on you. And not wearing a mask or anything, and you're just like, seriously, we are like basically nose to nose, and you're just like coughing in my face or coughing on the back of my head or something. And I tend to always wear my mask on the trains, just because I get sick all the time, and I just, even though I know it's like, it's mostly about breathing out and preventing other people getting sick than like being protective towards you, but it's still a little bit. And I also have to wear a mask in my lab anyway, so it's just like, fuck it, whatever, I'll just wear a mask all day. But yeah, it just sucks. It sucks because like when you ride at rush hour all those times, you end up, it's inevitable, you're just gonna get sick. Oh, the nasal sprays, I have not tried those too often, but I do know when I get congestion, the nasal sprays really help me. They're like antihistamine ones.
Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink.
I do love how Lieutenant Kim and I are just standing in the rain, just staring at things. You tried an antiviral, antibacterial ones of 3 different ones. Oh. Nice. I'm trying to think of if, I think mine are just steroid antihistamine ones. Yeah.